We're catching a $71,600 Bitcoin right on cam. It's like filming Bigfoot. Like, what? Did it happen? Yeah, it happens, right? Proof is right here. Now the question is, how high can it go? And how high will altcoins go with it? And what will be the narrative for this? So let's take a look at a bull market that's gonna be like really bullish in my opinion. We got one chance to do this right, man. I think that this is the last big bull market. This is a huge bull market in the making, and I think it's gonna get way higher than most people expect. Some people say, nah, 100K, 110K, that's going to end. I can show you why I think that's total nonsense, why we go way higher than that, but also why this is the last time. And like I said, also, how high can we go and what could cause altcoins to completely blow up? Because I think we finally deserve an alt season. But where is it? Let's take a look at that. So guys, please like the video, man. Subscribe to the channel, turn the bell notification on, say something in the comments. I'm gonna ask a question in this video again, get the answer right. I'm gonna pick a winner that gets $100, so keep on watching. And FOMO, what the hell? No alt season, altcoins not blowing up. Look at this, boop, right? Look at ChangeGPT, boop. Look at Gojito Finance, boop. Look at whatever, boop, boop, boop. It's all going up. Yes, it is all going up because Bitcoin is going up, okay? Don't get it wrong. Alt season is not here yet. We still have a long way to go. So if you already like this, you're gonna love what we are about to get. Because if you look at altcoins on the Bitcoin pair, you see that the chart is still going down. I expected it to go down a little earlier. Didn't happen, but slowly we're making lower lows and lower highs, and we just put in a new low 2 weeks ago. So we are still going down when it comes to altcoins on the Bitcoin pair. Now you don't want to try to time the bottom, okay? So if you do have Bitcoin and you feel like I want to convert some into altcoins, now is definitely not the worst time to do so. Matter of fact, I did that with a lot of Bitcoin already, and I have some Bitcoin extra for if we get to my actual accumulation area, right? I think it is possible to get here. I'm not saying we will get there, but it is definitely possible, right? Is this like bad news for altcoins? It depends a little bit on how you look at it, right? If Bitcoin goes up on dollar price and altcoins are worth less against Bitcoin, it could still be that altcoins are holding up or even go up against the dollar, but they just go down against Bitcoin. Right now, not every altcoin, of course, there are definitely exceptions that outperform Bitcoin, and these are also some winners that you want to look at for the, the alt season that we are about to get, because if they now already outperform Bitcoin, hey, it's going to be fun when Bitcoin reaches 200. Let's talk about that in a second, right? So altcoins overall on the Bitcoin pair still going down. Bitcoin, however, like I said, making new highs right now. And this is scary as fuck, right? If I do look at this chart, I'm like, oh my God, this is too parabolic for me, right? If you look at the history of Bitcoin, look where it went parabolic like that before, okay? So what happened, like, this was a slow grind up, that's nice, but this was that same kind of parabolic move, right? And you do want to keep in mind that after it can go so parabolic, 40% correction, right? Now, we see that way more often. You have a huge spike up and a huge correction. But overall, it doesn't matter because that happens during a bull market. And if you zoom out far enough, these corrections are barely visible. So buy the dips. That's basically the thing that I can tell about that. Right now, Bitcoin is doing the exact same thing over here. It's just going up and up and up and up. It's unbelievable how strong it is performing right now. So let's first talk about, how high can Bitcoin go? Now, like I said, some people, they say, yeah, just 100,000, right? Because, I don't know, that's some kind of a psychological level for a lot of people. But you must not forget that the bull market, right? We haven't even seen the halving yet, okay? If we do look at history, and let me put it like this, a little more clear. If we look at history, then you will see that the halving occurs, and after the halving, the real run happens. Hey, before the halving, we also already go up, right? But after the halving, we go crazy. After the halving, we go crazy. After the halving, we go crazy. although we are already going up, there's no reason to believe that we suddenly go down now after the halving, right? So the real fun is yet to begin. So if you look how much Bitcoin gained already, we are up 4.5x so far, right? 337%. To get to $100,000, it is just 45%, right? We've already seen this times 7, 6, whatever the math is, right? So who says that, we got a complete bull market yet? They own it to us, okay? So who says we cannot make this move? Like this is, if Bitcoin just goes to 100K, I'll be the first to say something is broken, something is terribly wrong, and everything is going to shit. If that's just what happens, in my opinion. That's my thesis. So how high can we go? Now, you must remind that a lot of people say like, yeah, it's BlackRock buying. Yeah, BlackRock is buying a bit as well, and that definitely helps, right? But the ETF got approved over here when we got this major dump right here of 20%. Whoa, right? That's why the ETF got approved right here on this wick. So since the ETFs got approved, Bitcoin is up 40%. Hey, that's nice. But this right here, this 220%, we did that, okay? And it's not that maybe some institutions weren't secretly buying over here. But again, I showed you this before. If you look at the USDT dominance, then you can clearly see that people who were in USDT back in 2022 or 2020, two still, they are deploying it into Bitcoin, right? So all the USDT is leaving and it goes into the crypto market, it's also the crypto market, but into Bitcoin, into altcoins, mainly into Bitcoin. Right, so this is us, retail, that's been doing this. Now also what's interesting, if you look, the ETF got approved in the week of 8th of January this year. Right now, if we look at the 8th of January, that's here, when Bitcoin had a market cap of $850 billion, right? So say whatever you want, but if you look at the Bitcoin chart, we went from zero, basically, to $800 billion on our own, right? And now it's sitting at 1.4 trillion. But that was the work of retail, putting all that money in. All retail people who had FOMO, your neighbors, your dentist, your whatever, they are coming into Bitcoin right now. Is that retail already buying? No, retail isn't buying. If you look at new YouTube subscribers, new YouTube viewers, people who follow Twitter analysts, exchanges, layer ones, etc., aka to measure the new people coming into crypto, which is the red line, you see, yeah, it's going up, but we're sitting at a social risk level of 0.37, right? The last bull market, we went all the way to 1, okay? Here, we went all the way to 8.6. All right, so we are not nearly as far as we were in the last bull markets. We are more like here. Bitcoin made a new all-time high. As you can see, we just broke the all-time high over here. And that's where all the retail steps in. Now, if Bitcoin keeps on going, you will notice more people, old friends calling you, etc. Like, hey, how's that Bitcoin doing? I heard it's doing pretty well. Let me be friends again. Oh. And they are too late. As you can see right here as well, Bitcoin peaked right here. And this is where most people were interested in it. Nah, sir, you are too late. You should have been here, right? So these people are not even here yet. You can say that like BlackRock is the holy grail and it's all depending on them. That's nonsense. Of course, it's a fuckload of money and it definitely helps. But do not underestimate the power of retail, right? The power of retail brought Bitcoin all the way from 0 to 69K, right? We are now sitting at 71. So basically the difference is just 2K because of BlackRock, if you look at it like that. So if all the retail steps in again, like it always does, plus even more, because, you know, it's going up every cycle, more people know about it, more people invest in it, then these prices are dust. Then this is nothing, right? So that's for me the narrative why Bitcoin can go up way higher. Now, what's the price that it could go to? And that's very speculative, of course. So I can call some prices right now, which I'm going to do. And I can already tell you I'm going to be wrong. Okay. If you call a price, you're going to be wrong. If somebody else, like everybody is going to be wrong. No one is going to get it perfect. Okay. But we can speculate a little bit based on the charts that we have. Now, don't let this, what I'm going to say, make you FOMO in or anything. Okay. The higher we go right now, the higher the chances that the correction will be way bigger. We could easily see a 40% correction. Okay. And I know some people are tired of me hearing me say this, but like I said, the higher we go, the higher the correction can be. Okay. It is too parabolic. We are way above the bull market support band. And usually, you can see it right here, this blue and green line. When Bitcoin goes up and is way above it, we usually correct and we come quite close to that bull market support band. We're sitting way above it. The bull market support band is currently sitting at around 45K. Hey, yeah. We can go to 50. We can go to 55, right? And it's not even bearish. I mean, like, yeah, we're now sitting at 70, but just remind yourself that just a couple of weeks ago, like a month ago, we were there. If it can go up that hard, it can go down that hard. And so if you have no position at all, for some reason, because you're probably maybe new, you just stepped in, I would say, man, just be able to stomach a little loss in the meantime and just DCA into it, okay? If you already have a position, I wouldn't say like now FOMO in or panic sell or whatever. The market is going to be volatile as hell. Next week, we could be sitting at 80K. We could be sitting at 50K. I don't know. Okay, that's too short term for me to predict. I don't like the short term. I don't give a single shit about the short term as well, by the way. Okay, because I have a long-term vision for Bitcoin. Now, one theory is if you look at this beautiful LGBTQ chart, you can see that it's quite diminishing, right? In this bull market, we went to the red band, right? This is just one theory, okay? In this bull market, we went to this purple band. That's 2 bands lower. Okay. If you take it 2 bands lower, white, orange, okay, orange, hey, we didn't get there. We get to the yellow. Okay. Right. Interesting. So it's like going down even harder than that. If you go to the bull market after that, we go 2 bands lower again. We go to this whatever gray or whatever. So you could be like, okay, if we now again take 2 steps back, we don't go to this one, but we go to this one. This band currently is sitting at $90,000. Okay. Now this band, of course, it moves up as well, right? So it then depends on when we are going to get the top. If we are now somewhere in this area going to get the top for some reason, then I would say, yeah, okay, 90K seems reasonable, right? But if the band moves like this, like I don't know exactly how it's going to move, of course, but something like this, and we just top out at the end of 2025, like you know, we always do with the cycle, basically, then somewhere around 150, 160K is where that band is. Of course, if it holds this structure, but then again, that's still the question if that's going to happen, right? But that's a possibility. If you look at the logarithmic regression band, also an interesting one, because the logarithmic regression band is also something that we meet every bull market, right? If you look over here, we got to the upper band. If you look in this bull market, we got to the upper band. This bull market, we got to the upper band. And this bull market, we got to the upper band. The upper band currently is sitting somewhere between 160 and 250. Also, this one is moving up though. So we can extend it. And then we get this chart. So this can take it, you know, all the way to 2027, 8 somewhere, right? Now, a lot of people say, yeah, diminishing returns. Yeah, and that's exactly what the logarithmic regression band is accounting for, right? As you can see right here, the band is going up way harder than that it does over here. So this is diminishing. But still, if you look at this thing right here, this is pretty interesting. We are now at the upper green band. 70K sounds like a lot. And don't get me wrong, it is a lot. But still, if you look at this market right here, this green band, overall, it was a pretty decent accumulation phase, right? Bitcoin started here at $3 and it ended here at $20, right? And that's a big difference because the band is moving up. But if you compare that $20 to the 1.2K that it went, then there was still a lot of room for growth if you bought it right at the top over here. Now also in this bear market, as you can see, this whole green band, it is moving up, but still it is a good accumulation area. And after we got out of it, Bitcoin really started to go up and it broke from 1.7K all the way to 20K. If you look in this last bear market, you see that we started here at 5K, we came out of it at 15K, but we got all the way to 70K. So still, you know, 5K, 15K, big difference, right? Bitcoin was already up 3x, like we are right now, 4, right? But still, it wasn't a terrible buy there. So if we look at this thing right now, you could say like, yeah, we are too late. Then again, you know, if we look at how this band moves, it's not that bad, right? We started here at 30K, we went all the way down to 15, and now we are sitting at 70, but we are still in there. However, like I said, in every bull market, we get to the top of this logarithmic regression band, right? The red band, the upper band. Almost here, right? This was close. It was a close call. The other bull markets, we touched it and we went into it. So if we are going to look at like, okay, you know, somewhere end of 2025, we should top out. Where's that? Well, if we have an early top for some reason this time, the lower upper band, so this one right here, is sitting at 250K. The upper band, which we usually reach, is sitting at 375K. However, if the cycle is intact and we just keep on doing what we always do, then we can look more towards the end of 2025. Then the lower upper band is sitting at 300K and the upper band is sitting at 450K. Hey, it's not that I'm saying like we did this before, so we do it again. But it is me saying we did this always, so there is a good chance that we will do it again, right? It's a matter of, you know, chances in this case. Nothing is certain, of course, right? But we did it here, we did it here, we did it here, and we did it here. So why is it so weird that we do it here? Like we just talked about the narrative. Now we have ETFs and this and that, right? It's not impossible, right? I mean, Bitcoin is designed to go up. The demand is growing, but the supply isn't. So then you get a high price. So far, it is intact for the complete history of the last 14 years. That's what it's been doing. But I don't see why that's going to change now the ETFs are here, by the way, in the coming 1.5 years. So that could suggest that at least everything under 200K is, well, different. Yeah, it's like, it's bearish. Like if you compare it to other cycles. Now, if that happens, right? But let's say Bitcoin goes to 200K. Like that's not even that bullish in my opinion. Let's say we go to 200K. So that's here. That's a 3x from here. A lot of people might feel like I am not in crypto for a 3x. And that's, you know, very understandable. And oh, one other thing, by the way, if you take Bitcoin from the bottom of the cycle to the top of the cycle, we are now sitting at a 4.5x. Okay. If we look what it did in previous markets, you take it from the bottom to the top, did a 21x in the last market. If you take this from the bottom to the top, it did a 120x. If you take this from the bottom, which is fucking down over there all the way, to the top, did like 500x or something, right? That's diminishing. So yes, I don't believe we're going to do 100x from the bottom again. Not like that takes too much money. Although there is way more money this cycle than in this cycle. So can we actually at least do what we did over here? I wouldn't be surprised, right? I wouldn't be surprised. So if we just repeat the worst cycle that we got so far, and we do like a 20x, I have to measure it from the right point, of course, and we do a 20x, and we'll be sitting somewhere around 300K again, right? If it is diminishing and we do like a 10x, that's 150K. Right? But I don't believe that it is, for some reason, now we got all this ETF money so diminishing that we just do the half of what we did in the worst cycle so far. That sounds crazy to me. That sounds crazy. So, altcoins, right? Because like I said, if we go to 200K, that's a 3x from here. And for the people with, let's say, $800,000, they can be a multimillionaire, right? They change their life. But if you have like 10K in crypto and you make a 3x, yeah, then you have 30K. It's some nice money, but it's not really that life-changing, right? So you want to look at altcoins. Now, my strategy, talked about this before, buy Bitcoin, right? Then look at altcoins on their Bitcoin pair, still going down. So at the end of the day, buying Bitcoin was the best choice, unless you want to pick specific altcoins that outperform Bitcoin, but then you're still gambling, right? If you want to make it safe, just buy Bitcoin. Wait for this chart to go down nicely and then convert it into altcoins. Well, that worked out perfectly so far, right? But at this point, it's not really worth it for me anymore to buy Bitcoin. So you want to buy altcoins, right? If you look at the Bitcoin dominance, for example, the Bitcoin dominance, it's still in an uptrend, right? So you can say whatever you want, but Bitcoin is still dominating the crypto space. But it is funny that the Bitcoin dominance, it can't push higher. It tries, but it won't, right? While Bitcoin, no problem, right? Bitcoin, it pushes. It has no problem, with making new highs after new highs. And the dominance doesn't. So that tells me like, okay, it is time to go in altcoins right now. So my strategy right now is looking at the high caps, the safe coins mostly, right? And with the high caps, I don't even mean high caps, but something like 100 million above is also a high cap in my book at the moment, right? Well, that's actually considered low cap still. But that's what I'm looking at right now, mostly, right? I'm also definitely in low caps, but I look at a Falcon Forge, for example, at a Ronin, at a Seedify, at a Matic. I have a little bit Matic, but that's something that I'm looking at, right? A Chainlink, a Beam, right? Because it is still a fact, like I just said, and I can't express it enough. The higher we go, the higher the chance that the correction that we get is going to be fucking big, right? We can see a 40% correction on a week, okay? And if you are in the low caps, you're getting absolutely washed out. But that's how the cycle moves, right? Bitcoin, Ethereum, high caps, low caps. Well, we are still in Bitcoin season. We haven't, like I said, we haven't gotten into Ethereum season yet. Although Ethereum is doing fine right here. If you look at Ethereum on its Bitcoin pair, it is not outperforming Bitcoin yet, right? Ethereum is also losing from Bitcoin. So if the biggest altcoin can't even, make its turn, then the smaller altcoins yet have to wait. Now, the narrative for this is, of course, going to be the Ethereum ETF. Simple. This is written on the wall, guys. Right? Like, if Bitcoin is doing this right now, especially after the ETF going up that hard, that fast, and we get an Ethereum ETF, then what do you think is going to happen with the Ethereum price? Right? Because there's even less liquidity in here, way less. Plus, Bitcoin is, way above. Bitcoin is above all-time highs. Ethereum still has 22% to go, right? Let alone breaking all-time highs. So with an Ethereum ETF, I can definitely see Ethereum fly. And then that money will rotate into altcoins. And then it's time for me to, at a certain point, take some money out of the IMXs, the AVAXs, etc., and put it into some small cap shit. And I'm even going to do some meme coins, because it's just a fact that meme coins, they do great in a bull market, right? I remember 2021, it was ridiculous. Meme coins were blowing up over here. Really crazy. But here, in the pre-halving or in the halving year, like we are right now, 2020, it wasn't meme season, right? This was Bitcoin season. You didn't need to be in meme coins because Bitcoin already gave you the returns. Why would you put your money in something fucking high risk that you will probably lose all your money if you can get the same returns out of the safest crypto asset out there, right? It's a matter, like, it's not only what to buy, it's also when you buy what, right? So shovel it. Then you can make the most out of it as well. You rode Bitcoin, make 4 or 5x. Whenever you sell, put it into altcoins, make 5x on those. Put it into the small cap altcoins, make a 10x on those. Compound that, you're rich, right? But not if you are too early with some stuff. You can also be too early. That's also a mistake some people can make. So I expect that at the end of this year, beginning next year, we get an insane shitcoin season again. Everybody will be making their altcoins, and they will do fantastic. They will go to $50 million market caps, no problem. That's what happened last time. People had too much money. They buy every shit. You can already see it a little bit with the Solana meme coins right now. They're a bit of a hype. I've bought some, just to see how it performs right now. Like with money that I feel like, whatever. Just to see how it performs, to get a feeling off of it. Right? But when I really go into that, it's later this year. That's when I'm going to go into altcoins. Like we also said earlier on the channel, Bitcoin broke the all-time high, right? We are now above it. We got it right on cam, you dirty bastard. But if you look at the altcoin market, hey, also a nice move, but we still have 47% to go before we even get to the all-time high, let alone break it. Now, 47% is a lot. Right? That's the move that we made over, well, basically the last 3-4 weeks, somewhere. This is where a lot of money was printed already for a lot of people. Because if this chart moves 40% and you are in the good low caps, they move like, whoa, whatever, 200, 300%, maybe even more. Right? It could go absolutely crazy. And look at the hype. That's what I can recommend as well. AI is the hype at the moment. Well, you know, if you look, for example, at AI tech, it's completely blowing up. If you look at Delisium, it's completely blowing up. Holy fuck, by the way. What the fucking hell? All right. Congratulations to everybody that got in on that. So, but AI is just doing very well. Chappies as well. Now finally breaking out right here. Right? A lot of AI coins performing super great. Octavia, crazy. Right? Don't ignore the hype. ChainGPT, incredible. I don't know why I've drawn this. This is not what my expectation is. I don't know. That was from another video. But also doing crazy. Look at some good AI coins. I'll make a video about some AI coins that I think are worth to get into. Dropping it probably tomorrow or the day after. So stick around on the channel. That was it for today, guys. Like the video if you like the video. Subscribe to the channel. Turn the bell notification on. Check out the Patreon down below for exclusive content, sales, and wallet trackers. And let me know what you think about all of this. Oh, and the question for the video. Well, now we added, what is the best AI coin? Well, the AI coin with the best risk reward at the moment. Let me know. I'm going to research them all. And the winner gets $100. So you can buy that coin. All right. Let me know, guys. Take care.